Hi Aquarius. In your pre-shuffle, we had the strength that came very strongly, as well as patience, inner strength. Why? Because we see here balance, number 11, and your spread is very synchronistic because you have 11-1, so 1-1-1. We are today November 1st, so 11-1. Then you have 44 and 22. And this 11, coming back to it, has to do with balance, has to do with between the masculine and the feminine, between the drive of doing something and the just allowing, receiving, resting, contemplating. Pisces energy, Aries energy. The first sign of the zodiac, the last sign of the zodiac. And those came with your astrology cards. Mars, your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. With Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. So Jupiter is back in Pisces, and Mars is placed in Gemini. It's in retrograde. It just came retrograde on the 30th of October. And so there could be a sense of, I want to do, but things could be slowed down with this retrograde. And you're asked to allow yourself to get into the, not doing anything, but perhaps expanding your mind into allowing insights to come, going into meditation, going into calmness, rest, perhaps going for time out a little bit, because here the sun is also doubled up. You have the sun twice, and that has to do with your destiny, your purpose. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved, as well as in the tarot, major arcana. It's the happiest card of the deck. And you'll see, I see a lot of love once you balance yourself. I'll show you the oracle cards before we get into the tarot live. But this is illumination as well. It's finding clarity. And perhaps sometimes, we feel that we have everything going and everything's fine. But here, with this 2 months in retrograde for Mars, especially in Gemini, there is a need to calm the scatteredness of our mind and go deeper here into expanding with Jupiter in Pisces, expanding our consciousness, meaning that perhaps there are insights, there are things that are going to come to you in dreams, it could be, or just visions, insights that will deepen your project, that perhaps will help it go into a more successful place in 2 months, in 2023. So this end of 2022, especially now as we're going through this eclipse season that is, with a lot of changes, we need to be flexible and allow those changes to happen. And those changes, especially now, feel very internal. Next week, at the lunar eclipse, full moon in Taurus, it might be more external. You might see physical changes. Okay? But coming back to your major arcanas, the two that came is strength. And it's a woman here, a divine feminine, that has, not chained, but she has dompted. In French, it's dompté. But in English, it's she has harnessed the power of the lion. So the lion, wants to roar, wants to go, but here she's keeping it quiet. She's keeping it controlled. The judgment, there's a call. You've been called. The divine is calling you for something very important. There's karmic balances happening right now, especially in relationships. So here, with this balance and love begins, your two first cards. Once you find the inner balance, you find the heart within you. You find, perhaps you were doing this project, but it's going to deepen. It's going to, because you're going to touch a space within you that is your truth. We have truth here. And that's found in solitude. This contemplation, this silence. Now, here what we see at the center of your read is authority, you becoming the emperor. 4 has to do with foundation, it has to do with stability, you taking the reins, you taking control over your life, and not caring so much about how people view you, appreciate you. This card has come a lot for the collective, for almost all signs. Leo, I remember, had this card. And so it has to do with not caring so much, Sagittarius as well, I think, not caring so much about how people value you, because you find your own value within your heart. And that's how deep we're going right now. And what we're seeing is that you taking the mask off, that's the illumination we saw with the sun. Here, discontent and boredom, 4 of Cups energy, has to do with someone who, behind this prosperity, there's enlightenment, there is love, there's all those vivid colors behind, but he's putting his back to it. So there's a need to change the perception here and recognize what is making you bored. We get bored because when we are in our mind, our mind is limited. It's very, very repetitive. Now perhaps this slowing down is asking you to get into the creative mode of Pisces, of allowing new routes, unique things that are just yours. There's nobody else that can do it the way you do. And so here, any kind of attachment needs to go, especially here with the Scorpionic season we are in. It has been a deep dive into those attachments, into those things that we need to let go of so that we can transform and be reborn into our power, our strength. But we need to be patient with ourselves, right? Because you do have, again, here the angel of strength with this lion again. And the 3rd chakra, solar plexus, Archangel Chamuel. So this has to do with, again, that's the central sun. That's the confidence within yourself, the power that you actually have, and not backing down from it, finding this inner strength within you. And once you do so, look, all those cards came at once. At the end, we have happy family, 4 of Wands energy. This is union, like we saw. It came underneath spiritual unions. For some of you, there's a very important soulmate, twin flame that is coming into your life, or your relationship is deepening. We have door to romance, number 33. Again, very synchronistic. You're reading Aquarius. And so here, once you find the key to your heart, your own heart, like we saw before with this Ace of Cups energy, door to romance is open. You can allow this beauty. And once you get into your psychic abilities, your more profound connection with source, with spirit, with beyond your mind, you become the manifester, magician in the mirror. That's also a twin flame card, by the way. Okay, so finally, we got angel of love with door to value. So we see a balance here between also love and abundance. Your job, your destiny, and love. Perhaps your purpose has to do with love, has to do with the heart, your heart, a heart-centered service here. But definitely we see this new beginning with the Fool energy and the 7th chakra with Archangel Uriel, the crown chakra. New beginning. Your new beginning starts when you allow yourself to expand, to let yourself go beyond. Go beyond the mind. Okay. Aquarius, please. Page of Pentacle and 7 of Swords in reverse. Perfect. And 5 of Swords, yeah. This mind, this conflict, this could be a mental conflict, manipulation. 5 of Swords is too much going on here. And getting confused because of that. Too much noise, scatteredness. And here, Page of Pentacle, look, this is a whole new beginning offered to you. Seven of Swords in reverse has to do with someone who is no longer denying oneself, no longer escaping from oneself. You know, that could be shady stuff around you that come to truth, to clarity. Once that happens, you are able to actually start your life. I don't know why this came through, but it feels this way. This is big. This feels like a Saturnian energy. Once there's a true death process that allows you to start completely anew in your life, for those who resonate. And also we know that when we are in eclipse season, you know, whatever is happening right now really has an effect of 6 months after that. So it's long term what is happening right now. Aquarius, please. What is this Seven of Swords? Yep. Queen of Wands, the Sun again, and Knight of Pentacle, and underneath the Eight of Pentacle. Yeah, it's time to get to work. We didn't say that because Mars is in retrograde, we shouldn't do anything. Perhaps it's more about planning, about rewriting things, about redoing things, about finishing things. But here, the Queen of Wands, this is the magnetic queen. This is fire energy. She is extremely magnetic. She is full of power. She knows, she's full of herself in the good way. You know, she's not reversed, so it's not egoistical. She will just take action, and she has chosen her wand. She will go for it. She's going towards her happiness, towards her joy. She has decided that this is for her. And we have here an earth energy, a Knight of Pentacle. That is, you know, this is the slowest knight of the deck, of the tarot. But it's stable, it's grounded. So perhaps we need to go slowly, grounded, but this is where you're going, towards your happiness, and you're going to be very magnetic. People are going to appreciate you. You know, I mean, we saw that with the Emperor. Authority. You are going to be becoming an authority in your field here. Aquarius, please. Nine of Pentacles, yeah. This is being successfully self-employed. This is being abundant by yourself, not needing anyone else. And that's the thing, when we saw that, once you find your own heart, your own love within you, and you don't need anyone else, you don't have attachment for someone else, then it naturally comes. It's there for you. Charging forward, the Chariot. You know, in the regular tarot, there's a white and black horse. We started with balance before. Once you have balanced all of you, there's darker sides that perhaps you were not aware of emotionally, for example, or your mind, with the lighter side of you. Once you have balance and put the light, shone the light on the darkness, then you find that there's no light without darkness and no darkness without light. And so then once you get to that 0 point, you're able to start anew, like the Fool, number 0, new beginning. Yep. Quick. Eight of Pentacles again. So definitely they're saying you have to get to work. This will come with the energy you put in here. And the energy towards what? The Page of Cups. This could be an offer in love, very pure, very kind, very true. But this is also following your own heart, following your own guidance. Falling in love with life again. And we have the Empress. You know, I do see a power couple here. You know, we have a lot of mirroring, and so it could definitely be a twin flame energy here, but we have the Empress. So divine feminine, divine masculine coming through. The Empress, again, has to do with unconditional love, centered, full of giving, but she's full of giving in balance with her own self as well. It's not always, you know, it's not turned to the external always. It's first internal. It's looking inside out. The world, exactly. Yeah. The world has to do with the end of a chapter and a new one begins. It's also travel and it's completion. I mean, we have an energy of 4 here. It's stability. Now we have only 2 of Pentacles. This could be perhaps you have been again in this scatterness between 2 options. Maybe there's a lot going on, but as you retrieve a little bit and you use the astrology, the planets, the retrograde of Mars to cool down a little bit as you can, right? You will see that the insights and clarity will come to you. Yeah, it's all about not giving up. You had 9 of Wands here. And as well, 7 of Wands has to do with defending your worth. You first. Okay? So Aquarius, I hope this was helpful. I love you and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.